Right then, welcome back to Van Assen, as you have just seen the title of Van Assen itself. So, last time we were having a bit of an issue, but what I mean by that was that there was a great big battle on my hands with several things that was kicking a shit out of me, or kicking a shit out of Van Assen, to be honest, because Van Assen wasn't doing very well, was he? Not not the way I was doing it. So, yes, I was having a load of trouble on mission 10, as well as the reason why it was so tricky is because I'm on hard difficulty, and that is why the fighting battles of the game can be a lot more trickier, as well as on mission 10 that I was doing some bits and pieces, as well as something that I just did absolutely completely wrong. I'll explain to you in a moment about that, as well as when you come along to play the game, as well as if you have played it before, you know what is involved in the game, as well as what to do and how you're supposed to do it. But if not, then you got my hands of explaining a couple bits and pieces what's involved in the game. So basically, in the game, you have to find several other things everywhere in the game, which involves finding some bits and pieces, as well as doing the game the way you can do it. And basically, as I've done the game on medium, I have found almost everything, but not quite everything, because when you do the game on easy or medium for the first time, you'll find most of the things, but you're going to have to do the game again to find the most remaining things that you'll have to go and get for the next time you play it. And basically what I mean by that is find the remaining things that you've never got before, or either missed some things that you forgotten about, or didn't even know what you was looking for, that was hidden, that you just didn't know about, which involves some life increases, or either two other things that I will get to very soon. As well as on mission 10, I am doing it on hard difficulty, as well as finish the game on hard difficulty eventually. As well as what I am doing is reminding you where the things are, and what you can find, and what is hidden that you might have not seen before, or either struggle getting hold of. So basically that's my game of the idea of doing it. But also, speaking of which, if you remember on mission 10 last time when I was doing the recording, was that I fucked up. And the bit I fucked up on was the hat. Yeah, the hat. It fell off, didn't it? Yeah, I did something that was absolutely stupid. But I'll get to that back in a few minutes, or a few seconds. But first, on mission 10, you'll find yourself with a thing to go up to stop you going back that way, as well as when you go down there, you will be able to find the ammo that goes to the whacking sticks. As well as, like I said, I will remind you where all the bits and pieces are, just like the ammo that goes to the whacking sticks, if you haven't completed the game on easy or medium for the first time, then you'll know exactly where it is and what you can find to use. So yeah, you could use the ammo of the whacking sticks on top of the thing that I showed you last time, as well as show you what the ammo does to the whacking sticks, which is make them burn. Well, not quite burn, but turn on fire to burn enemies with, as well as went up a couple of steps to lead to an area that you might have remembered on mission 3, and you might remember the area in mission 3 because on mission 10 you'll be on another platform just above where mission 3 is, but when you jump down you'll find yourself fighting up against some bats, as well as some smoking bats as well. And I did those last time, don't forget. I did die once with those, but I had to do that one again, which was not a problem. And I also had to use a life increaser. No, not a life increaser, sorry. A life REPENISHR to top the health bar back up, which is what I did. And finish off a couple of bats for the second time. And then get a grab hook to pull myself on top of another platform onto another. And show you that you would be up against some stone statues that would be standing up against around a square thing. And when you go a bit towards them, they will come alive with their own whacking stick to whack you with. And so you could whack them with your own burning sticks with the ammo if you wanted to use that, or just use the weapon as it is the way you want it to be. As well as when I did that, I showed you with the tall square bit in the middle with the statues that was going around each corner of that thing. And when you sort those out, I showed you there's a specific symbol thing on the opposite side of one of them, which would have an orange symbol, as well as remind you that if you see that thing on mission 3, you can't do nothing with it until you get to mission 10, and then you can do something to it, which is destroy it, because it would have something in there. And what I mean by that is that you will be able to find a cheat in there, which would be called Metal Body. As I said before, I have done the game on medium and I've picked it up. And so, as you might have saw on my last recording, that I used the crossbow with the ammo, which is what you're always going to need to do to destroy that. And when I did do that, there wasn't a cheat, because there would have been a ammo REPENISHR for me to use. As well as I'll explain to you what that does as well in a few seconds as well. As well as, like I said, with the cheats or whatever, especially the cheats, I will show you what they do and remind you how they work. And speaking of which, on the start of mission 10, that I said about a cheat that is ARCHAIC, and the last next word of it will be CLOTHES, was that I did the game on medium and got mission 10 to have the cheat working somehow. And so, like I said on my last recording, that I can't get that cheat to work because I'm not very good at it. So yeah, you won't be able to see that unless you check the other recordings back for what I've already done. So make sure you check that out. As well as go on, as you might have saw me go straight across this statue that was having its body across one platform with its head off. And then when I went to an area, when I got into a little gap between where I'll take you to another area. And speaking with that area, there would have been some owls. And with the owls, they knocked the hat off. And when I was doing a lot of chatting in that last recording, I forgot that it fell off behind a pillar of some kind. And I forgot it fell off right behind it or around the edge of it somewhere. And I just didn't push the triangle to pick the hat up in the first place. So yeah, that was my mistake, and that's what I fucked up on. So, with the hat, on every single mission, you're always going to need the hat so you can get hold of something. As well as, like I said, I haven't picked up the hat, so I won't be getting the specific thing to show you what you can get. So, sorry about that, but what I'll do is do the game on easy and hopefully keep the hat on every single mission to do, and then I'll show you what you can get and what happens. As well as, when I sorted those owls out, I did jump on the platform to remind you that you can get to use your grab hook to pull yourself up on top of the platform, where you can also easily get a cheat from when you use the grapple hook to pull yourself on top of it. And the cheat would be called Plain World for you to get hold of easily, as long as you do the jumps right and everything else. As well as, don't forget, on mission 10, one person would have said the Hunchback Eagle has the key to Dracula's castle, which is part of the mission 10 that you had to do, is get the key off Eagle. As well as, when I first got to him, I did notice the hat was fell off, so I thought I'll let him kill me and try and find the hat. I didn't, and so don't forget, what I did do was go back to certain areas to try and track where it was. And so I figured out it was right behind that pillar, where roughly before I meet Igor. So don't try and do that. Just remember, if your hat falls off, just pick it up and you'll be all good. Okay? So yeah, make sure you do that. After all that problem was done, what I did do was finally get all the way back up and fight up against some other enemies, like the very important bats, the werewolves, stone werewolves, shall we say, and eventually got all the way back up to Eagle and sorted him out, which was basically use the electricity weapon, as I said before, that you're always going to have to use that, which will help you keep knocking him off platforms, as well as stopping trying to get you all the time. As well as, yes, I did finish mission 10, as well as the last of all, before I finished the last recording, was that I brought 4 life increases to allow my health bar to go all the way at the top, which I'll show you in a few seconds as well. And also I did buy one of the life REP and ISH up as well, to allow me to do something that is quite smart. Okay, so here we go then. This is mission 11. And before we do that one, before I did do the end of the recording, the guy would have said on mission 11, you must breach the Black Tower of Dracula's castle and its horror bridge, for this is the one and only way to the vampire's current throne, is what he would have said. And so yeah, that is what we're going to have to do. is get to the current throne of that person's thing. As well as, like I said, I'll remind you what you're looking for and bits and pieces. As well as, when you start a certain mission, Van will have his hat back on, and you would have saw that scene there, which is where we got to go up to, or get to. Okay, so, first, up the top of the screen there is a red bar, which is your health bar. And also there's a light blue bar right beside the weapons. Now, the light blue bar is your ammo that can do a lot of damage with your weapons that you'll use in the game. Now, with the red bar, there are 15 black squares in total. And in the game, you'll have to find some life increases. As well as, with the life increases in every mission, you'll have to find 2 of them. So when you find one of them, it will say 1/2. And then when you find another, when you do find one, that will say first half. And then when you find the second one, it will allow one of the black squares to be filled up in red. As well as with some other black squares for the red bar, you're going to have to buy some life increases, which is what I did last time on my last recording. So I brought 4 of them. But with the life increases, you're going to have to buy 5 for all of the black squares to be filled up in red, unless you haven't found all the other life increases in every mission. And with the light blue bar, there will be 5 black squares. And basically what you're going to have to do is buy 5 ammo increases for each 5 black squares to be filled up in blue. As you can see at the top by the weapons. The light blue bar is all the way at the top. Underneath the red bar, there are 5 silver or black things underneath. And what those are finisher slots. And those things can knock some enemies' health all the way down. And some enemies' health, that thing will not do that. Because with some enemies, with those things, when you're throwing them, it will knock a bit of their health down, not a hell of a lot. So you might want to get a fair load of those to knock some enemies' health to go a bit more further down than you think it might do. Because that's all it will do. Is take their health a bit down, but not a fully amount. As well as the way to do that is use R1 and R2 to do that. But also with the weapons that you'll have, which are with the electric weapon, the crossbow, the shotgun and the pistols. What you're always going to have to do is hold R1 for the accuracy, including the whacking sticks and the saws. Always the accuracy, you're going to have to use the R1 to aim at things. But with the pistols, shotgun and the crossbow and the electricity weapon, all you got to do is keep the square button pushed in. And with the whacking sticks and the saws, you're always going to have to push circle in and out all the time. For fasten to do that. As well as with the light blue bar, it will be called ammo. And the ammo will go to the crossbow and the electricity weapon and the shotgun and the pistols when you get to a certain point towards mission 10. As well as when you first play the game, you'll start with the saws and the pistols with the ammo that will go to it. And when you proceed into different missions, you'll have the ammo that will go to the pistols, including the shotgun, crossbow and the electricity weapon. And a way to use the ammo, push the L1 button just once to turn it on. That's how you can do that. But if you want to switch weapons with a crossbow, instead of having the electricity weapon, all you got to do is push the left D-pad button or the right D-pad button and push it a couple of times to switch it to whichever one if you want. But also, if the red bar and the green bar disappears, all you have to do just push the left D-pad button 2 times or the right D-pad button 2 times, whichever one you want to decide to use of those 4 weapons you can use or get hold of. As well as with the saws, if you don't want those saws, push the down D-pad button 2 times to get to the whacking sticks. As well as if you don't want the whacking sticks, do the same thing. When the health bar has disappeared with the other bit at the top, push those 2 buttons or whichever one 2 times and it will work. Up or down D-pad buttons to switch it to whichever one you want. Okay, so if I were you, go and get the electricity weapon, because that's the first thing you're going to want to use. Because you'll find an enemy, which will be the owls. Yeah, it was right. The owls. So with the owls, these can fly around all over the place, like a lunatic. And so, yep, use these things to knock their health down, which will do a massive amount of damage to them. So keep an eye on your health bar, because that'll go down. And so yep, as long as you just keep pushing the square button in and out. Also the hat's falling off, but that's not a problem for me, because I won't be getting something. Unfortunately for you to not be able to find out what you can get if I was to keep the hat on in mission 10, as well as pay attention where it fell off. Yeah, I didn't pay attention where it fell off, which was the problem. So yeah, I did a fuck up on there, so yeah. Okay, so like I said, I've lost the hat, so I won't be able to show you what you can get hold of. But like I said, when I do the game again on easy, I will try and keep the hat and remember where it fell off, if it happens. But usually it does. Doesn't matter if you're medium or easy, it's not a problem, because it will happen eventually. Okay, so also with mission 11, the last time when I got to mission 11 for the first time, I did also fuck up on something. Because if you remember on mission 11 last time when I did it, was that I had to go back and forwards to certain areas to remind you how you're supposed to do exactly mission 11. Okay, so this is the bit what I meant to do. Right, to remind you that with this thing, because this is the thing I forgot about when I did mission 11 for the first time. So yeah, when you go to here, you'll find this thing over it, and you can destroy it if you can, because you definitely can. And what you want to do is get the electricity weapon or the crossbow and use the ammo with L1 button pushed in to destroy it. But just use the electricity weapon and press the square. Now you're wondering what is behind it. Well, what will be behind it will be an egg. That's what will be behind it. But I've done picking up the egg. So, right, so if I were you, just get the crossbow, or even get the whacking sticks with the metal. No, that one won't. Sorry. Right, so forget what I said. Right, so get the crossbow, use the ammo, and it will smash it off. So, yeah, that's the bit I forgot to do on mission 11 last time. So don't forget that when you get to mission 11 for the first time, go over it, use the crossbow and the ammo by pushing the L1 button once, and press the square to destroy that. And what will be behind there will be an egg. So you can get an egg from there. As well as I have picked up the egg, there will be an ammo, RAP Now that thing will allow you to top your ammo, which is your light blue bar, to go all the way back up again. So that's what you can get from there if you have picked up the egg before. As well as if you have picked up the ammo, RAP what it'll do, it'll go into INVENTORY. So first of all, what you So the first thing what you want to do is push the start button and go into INVENTORY. And what you find when you press the X button will be items, weapons, moves, and cheats. And so, when you press the triangle to pick that life so when you do push the triangle button to pick up the ammo, RIPNITHL, it'll go into items, which is not allowing me to pick that up. It's because I got 3 of those. So when you first destroy that thing with the ammo, with the crossbow, you'll find the egg. But if you already picked it up, you'll find one of the ammo REPNITHL for you to pick up if you haven't got 3. As well as with the life REPNITHL and the speed boost that is at the bottom, you can only carry 3. So every single one of these 3 things, you can only carry 3 to use anytime you want and however you want. But also with the eggs, if you did pick up the egg just now, you'll have 5 of them to pick up in the game. So I'll explain to you very soon about the egg if you haven't picked up already. So what you want to do next is press the triangle button. What you want to do is get the shotgun out. Also, you might want to move out of the way a bit. Also, you can also use the electricity weapon as well. That'll help. Which is always the best one, but also I've died there, so that's not a problem. So if your hat falls off, make sure you pick it up before you die. Because on mission 10, like I said, the hat fell off in that little gappy behind the wall or some kind of thing before I reached Eagle. And I just fucking forgot it fell off by there. That's a bit of fucked up on. Anyway, make sure you know exactly where it is, and then you'll be all good. So just keep picking up the hat, and then you'll be fine. Also with these things, what you want to do is either let go of R1 and push it in again to fire up against a different one, or just move a bit more closer to another one, and eventually the bottom bar of each one of these enemies, whichever one you're up against, they'll have their own bar at the bottom, as you may have seen. Also, there's a load of vases for you to smash. Also these green things on the floor, they will also go underneath the red bar and right beside the blue bar. Also, as you can hear, there's a load of vase smashing. Hope I'm not going to pay for that, but no one's not going to pay nothing if they're playing this, are they? Okay. Next of all, when you've got smoking bats and you've got green, you just want to avoid them. Move away around them for a little bit, and then you'll be all good. Right, also, when you move ahead, you'll alert some more bats around you. So, just keep using the electricity weapon by pushing the square in and out all the time, which is the best idea, because when you're holding the square button in, it'll take about 3 or 4 seconds before Thalassin fires again on your enemies. So just be patient if you want to hold the square button in and keep it in there. But like I said, you can always let go of the square and push it in again and again and again, so you can just do exactly what I'm just doing. Also, when that sound drops, that means you're safe. Now also you can use your whacking sticks to smash some vases if you want. That's not a problem. But also these things do a nice sound effect, as you might like the sound of. But yes, there's that for you. Right, also next of all, you'll find some gravestones or stone rocks or whatever they are. But they are definitely grave something. grave boxes, I think, maybe. But yeah. Okay, also what you want to do is go on the opposite side. You'll find some more. And then what you want to do is just stay on the right hand side. And you'll find some more to smash up, if you enjoy smashing things. Also with the green god symbols that you'll find when you're smashing up boxes and stuff, especially vases, as well as when you're killing your enemies, they will also give you some green god symbols, as well as they will give you some red. And the red ones will allow you to top your health bar back up bit by bit as well. So there's that bit more information for you to know. Also over by here, also what I'm going to do is get the electricity weapon out, or just use the ammo or something. But what I'm going to do is push the left D-pad button and push the right one again for you to get the electricity weapon to show you a bit of light. There you go. There's a symbol with something there that is hiding something. As I said before, I have already done it on medium. As well as I'll remind you what you can get hold of if you have never got it before, or even haven't got a clue what is behind it. So, you want it. How do you destroy that then? Well, what you want to do is push the square button at this thing and then fire it. Now, as you can see, there's something behind it, but as I said before, I've done the game on medium and pretty much grabbed almost every single thing so far. And so, you're wondering what is supposed to be behind that thing. Well, it'll be a cheat that will be called Shadow Body that you can grab hold of. So you can grab that. Also, I think I might have forgot to pick that up as well on last time I did mission 11. Last time, but I can't remember exactly, but yeah. So what I'm going to do is remind you what Shadow Body does with the cheat that you'll collect from in there. So like I said, when I have picked up all the bits and pieces, I'll remind you what you can find and what you can collect in the game. As well as if you check all my other recordings before I got to this area again, you'll remember or get the idea of what you can collect before you checked the first time I did the whole game on medium. So what you want to do is push the L3 or the left D-pad button once for it to go to the cheats. As well as the cheat that I said about, which is Shadow Body, which will be right at the bottom, and I'll show you what it does by pressing the X button. And so yeah, Fan Helsing is going to look like this. It'll look like that when you pick up that cheat. And so yeah, that is the cheat you'll get if you destroy that thing. And of course you'll have it. How about that? So Fan Helsing will look like that. How about that? So there you go. There is a cheat that you can get hold of if you haven't got it before. So there it is. So I've got everything all in my particularly good order of how I should do it in the first place, but didn't do it last time before I did it on medium, did I? Yeah. Right, also this is a cheat, so I'm going to turn it off because I think you've seen enough of that. But also with the cheat, there are 24 of the fuckers that you can get hold of. But also when you use the cheats and you've been using them and you die, the cheat will turn off automatically, even if you're using about 3 or 4 of them. So they will turn off automatically, even if you like them a lot and you always had a interesting fun of having the favourite ones you've always enjoyed a lot, then just put them back on if you really want to cheat. But I'm not cheating. Okay, so first he goes through that door, which is where he's going to find Anna.
Hold still.
And that's where she went.
Now hurry, we must get out of here.
Wait.
You've been bitten.
Now she's found out,
Falcon?
hasn't she?
Yes. We must find the antidote for both of you. My brother once said that Dracula had a cure.
Anna, there's something I must tell you.
Yes, Van Helsing.
Oh, please.
Tell her.
He left me no choice. With his last breath, he showed me the path to Castle Dracula, and then he lost control again.
No, he didn't lose control. He was trying to help you. That's why he bit you.
She knows.
Anna, he bit me because he was a werewolf.
No, you don't know my brother. He was strong enough to resist the evil. He bit you for a reason. He must have.
What possible reason?
I don't know.
Oh dear.
No. Anna!
Oh no, some more things are going to break. As well as these things. But what you want to do is get the electricity weapon out. How about you? That'll be the best weapon you can use. Up against these ghostly mummies or whatever they flick it up. I've got a flicking no idea what they are. Also, what these things can do is either electric or ice or whatever it is. I'm pretty sure it's electric. So you can stand quite close to them. Once you dealt with those three, another two of those things will smash into those things. As well as when you deal with them, you can walk all the way over it, where you can find a red bit of the door where you got Phallus and go straight through from. And it will lead you in this area. Right, so the bit that Anna was on about and what that discussion was all about, don't forget on mission 9, you did see Velgen the werewolf bit Van Helsing, don't forget. Yeah, can you remember that? Yeah, so that's what Velgen's done. He's bitten Van Helsing. As well as he's going to turn into a werewolf. And that's what Anna's talking about. As well as where well, what Anna knows exactly what is basically going to happen. As well as if you've watched the film before, you know exactly the reason why Phallus gets bit, as well as how the film goes. As well as, like I said, if you haven't watched it, then that's okay. As well as, like I said, in the game, it's not exactly just the way the film goes, but it's almost like it. Okay. Also, when you go down it with these two smoking things that's broken off, what you want to do, if I were you, is get the electricity weapon out, or the crossbow, or even the shotgun. Also, you can use the ammo with these 4 weapons if you want. As well as you can also use the whacking sticks as well as the swords. But the ammo, don't forget, you can always do that as well if you really wish. Also, I'm going to get the electricity weapon out for this bit, because when you fall down for that gap over there, you'll find some more of these fucking small bastards. Don't forget, these things chuck bombs at you and jabs you with whatever they got that can just freaking knock your health out. Quite a massive amount. So yeah, just be careful. Also, what you can do, as you have seen, I have done some rolls backwards and forwards. I'll explain to you in a moment about that. Also, you find some boxes and barrels to whack with your swords or your whacking sticks. Okay, also when you move ahead somewhere, you'll alert some more in it. Also, with the rolls back and forwards and left and right, what you got to do is, of course, push the X and push the L3 towards the left or right to do those kind of rolls to whichever direction. But also when you heard the shotgun just a few seconds ago, when it fired, when I rolled backwards, the way to do that is by the thing for you to do that. As well as with that kind of thing, it will allow the weapon to do something that I'm trying to get to happen, but not having much luck of having it done. I thought it did it there then. You thought you was going to jab me, didn't you? Also, there'll be some more around here somewhere. You missed. Alright. Now you missed. Now I'm being too cocky, see? Yeah. Right, also the red god symbols that you pick up, they will always top your health bar back up to a bit of a size. But it won't top it all the way up. But some of them will take it a bit by bit at the top. Also when you move ahead, you'll like some more of the fucking bastards. Also, like I said, they will have bombs and jabbing sticks. What you can do is move one side to another to escape them, or even backwards if you want, but move to one side to another. As you saw, there was a specific thing that was going one side to another that was going to try and hit me, but I moved out of the way until that happened just then, so that wasn't perfect timing. So you just got to basically move at the right place at the right time, and then you'll be unscathed without taking no damage whatsoever. And so there's a fair load of these bastards everywhere. So as long as you use a shotgun or electricity weapon, you'll be having a good chance of just kicking the shit out of them. Also, like I said, with the hat, you want to press the triangle to pick it back up. And with that sound, it always tells you that there are still some more, or either it'll find a way to turn itself off to say you're free without having no more nice attacks from your enemies, or even just to scare the life out of you, basically. So there's that for you. Go on, you know you're going to jab me, but I'm not going to let you until I will regret saying the word, like I said a long while ago about the flicking out. So yeah, that didn't go very well, did it? So yeah, just like anybody says about things, and they just regret saying things, don't they? Like we all do. At bits and pieces. Okay, so the sound will drop just like that. Okay, so you'll find some more things to smash up for you to get some more green god symbol that will go into the middle of the red bar and the red bar for you to buy things with, which is what that's for. That's what that's for. Right, also you'll find this gate thing right here is locked, and so you're gonna have to open it. Also you'll find some nice little cog right here, as well as you'll find a thing on the right hand side there, as well as a thing in the middle of the room, like this thing on the left hand side of the screen there. You can see it's a circle thing, as well as on the side of it in the middle where Van Helsing's standing, there's a thing that does something, which is just like a musical instrument that has that kind of thing that you might remember of a specific musical instrument. So yeah, it looks like a musical instrument. As well as you've got another cog gear thing over here. As well as you'll find this little thing. And that's just happened somehow. That doesn't make any sense. Right, I'll explain to you in a moment about that. That must be a glitch or something silly. So yeah, once you've done something to that thing, it will turn all the cogs and gears, as well as make the thing breathe in and out all the time to open up that. So, with this thing, what I was going to do before it did all that, which is strange. So, before that happened, basically what you got to do is get the electricity weapon, hold the R1 button, press the square 4 times or 5 for that little arm thing that you saw that turned to red on the opposite side, for it to turn all the gears and everything else to allow it to open up the gate, as you just saw. So like I said, it's weird how it's done it automatically without me even just pushing the square, or even just keep the R1 button pushed in and keep pushing the square button in and out bit by bit until the arm of the thing itself will push itself towards the opposite side of the red bar to turn all the gears and cogs, and the thing in the middle, like this thing right here that's going up and down to open up the gate. That is weird. That is weird. So yeah, that's what you got to do. Use the electricity weapon, hold R1, press the square once for the arm to turn a couple of inches, do it again, or move a couple of inches more, do it again, move a couple of inches up a bit, push it again, and eventually it will shove itself all the way to the right hand side to open up the gate that will lead to this little thing right here. And when you get to it, it'll be an elevator that will take you all the way up eventually. Yeah, that was disappointing. Oh well, it's done now. Okay, right, so what you want to do, you can choose to go to this side or to the other side, because it will work both ways up. So it goes both ways. You can go around it whichever way and just go all the way around it, where you can find these little things that's dangling up above. And where this leads is where you would have found Anna chained up. That's where this room leads. As well as you'll find a door. So like I said, whichever direction you go, left or right, it always leads to the door over it. So what you want to do is push the triangle button. As well as you'll find some statues, which is the flying stone statues, but they won't come alive, so you can smash them with the whacking sticks or the saws, whichever one you want to use. And then what you want to do is do R1 and triangle. You can swing yourself across and press X, and then you'll land perfectly on top of it. As well as you'll find some more statues to destroy on the corner of one edge to another and to another over it as well. For you to smash, and also there should be another one for you to smash, but if you can't destroy it, don't worry about it, because you can. If you decide to leave it, that's fine. Also what you want to do is use your grapple hook with R1 and triangle, because up above the red bar that's on towards the weapons at the minute that you can see, do the R1 and triangle, where you can swing across like this, which will also lead to the other room when you first reach to get the sheet, which is shadow body. And so what you want to do is make sure Thanos swings to the other side and do X again. Make sure you push the L3 a bit more towards one side, a bit, so you to land just about fine. If you think you're still swinging a bit too far away from the other side of this. Also, you'll find some more statues to destroy, but also when you get to here, you'll also find something else, which will be called a life increaser for you to grab hold of. But as I said before, I have done the game on medium and grabbed almost everything. So there won't be a life increaser for me to pick up. So yeah, there'll be a life increaser for you to grab all of if you haven't picked up already. As well as, like I said, if you have picked it up, you'll find a thing which will be a ammo, R-E-P-N-O, touch up to top your light blue bar back up. As well as Van Alison says, I can't carry anymore. It's because I've got 3 of those. So yeah, if you've got 2 or 3, if you've got 1 or 2 of them, you can pick one of those up by pressing the triangle button. Also, like I said, there's some statues from one side of the room, as well as on the other room like this. You can find some more to destroy. So there's that for you. Do R1 and triangle again. And swing back to the other side. Also, I could fuck this up, but no, didn't. There you go. So you want to go back to the other room, over to the other side of this area. Right, I'll allow you. Get the electricity weapon or the shotgun, possibly. Also, what you want to do is press the triangle, or you can just get to the edge of the door so you can get through. Right, also, you'll find some more of these fucking small bastards. There's a fucking hell of a lot. So, if I were you, the best idea is to stay over it. And, of course, hold R1 again and keep pushing the square in and out all the time. And just keep doing it for a little while. Also, like I said, these things can jab you and chuck bombs at you and every fucking thing else that these bastards can do. As well as, don't forget, I'm on hard difficulty, so it's going to be a bit more trickier for me to do this, but I can surely myself that I can keep talking to you, as well as keep an eye on things. So, like I said, you've got the ammo with the light blue bar on the electricity weapon that you can use. And of course you can pick up all these things that falls on the floor. Right, also still, when you move a little bit towards the edge of the on the other side of the room, because this room's a big room, so the best idea, move back and wait until they come to you and use the same weapon and just kick the fucking shit out of them. Also, if you think they're not close to you, just wait until they do and push the square again with the weapon that I'm using, which will allow you to have a better chance of just stopping and getting towards you, or either just not let them freaking kick the fucking shit out of you. That I nearly did. Like I just pressed the X at the right time, as well as push the L3 the right side. So, as you can see, Falason's got his weapon sticking out. What I'm doing is holding the R1 button and just pushing the L3 towards the left or right or down, so Falason can just walk around. Also, like I said, what you want to do is move a couple of inches forward, just about here. Move back again, because these things will come towards you, as well as you might not have enough space to stay out of trouble from these bastards that like to chuck bombs and chuck sharp things at you. So yeah, that's the other problem. Also, you have got something else underneath your red bar, which I forgot about. Also, I'm shooting a bit too many times at these things. So what I'm going to try and do is try and pick up the green stuff and move away and wait until they come to me, which is what you want to do. Not just keep moving forward and keep pushing the square button, because otherwise, yes, they will have a better chance of kicking the shit out of you with their bombs and things they're chucking at you to knock your health down. So keep that in mind. Also, with these enemies, or whichever one, they will also give you some red god symbols for your health bar to go back up from the damage you've taken. As you can see, my health bar is almost up the top of the big size I do have to start off with in mission 11. Because don't forget, on last recording of mission 10 that was done, I brought every single life increase up of the remaining 4 that I didn't buy to start off with. But also, like I said, when you alert some more, just move back. Also, I took a bit of damage there, but that's not a problem. So, like I said, when you alert some more from the other side of the room, just pull yourself back, and then you got a good chance of staying in one piece without taking too much damage. Also, if you're a bit too wary of saying, "Oh, I'll stop taking so long," then risk it to do the hits like this until there are absolutely fucking no more. As I said before, there's a fucking hell of a lot of bastards in here. Yeah, there's loads of them. But like I said, with the green things or the red things that will be on the floor, they will stay in one piece for a few seconds before they disappear. As well as you've probably sussed out why they're fucking in here and why there's fucking so many. Yeah, there's a specific reason why there is so many of these bastards in it. But for now, I'm going to keep that a secret. For now. Come on. Give up. Ow. So yeah, every time you move ahead, you'll alert more and more and more. Until they're all dead. I'll start moving a bit too close, I think. So I'm hoping and praying there'll be a couple of these bastards to come to me. But still, like I said, you can easily just run away for a little while and wait for them to come to you. And also the hat's fallen off, I think. Oh, is someone else got it? Maybe. But even though I've lost the hat before on mission 10, so I'm not too concerned about that. But also it might be on the floor a bit more further ahead, which I think it might be, because I did move quite far ahead without even thinking about just wait for them to come to me, which is the bad idea for you to do, but you can if you want. So there's that option for you. I can see the hat, so that's not a problem for me. But still, if you finish with a mission that will say finish with hat, on or off, with a a definite yes or no. Yeah, Arnie, you're still there. But still, basically what they're doing is stopping you proceeding ahead. So that's what their idea is. So yeah, they won't let you up until you do. Kick the fucking shit out of them. Give up. Give up. Also, like I said, with the red god symbols that they'll give you. There's the sound, and there's the hat by pushing the triangle, which is what you want to do. Right, so the reason why they're stopping you is because you can get a weapon, which will be on top of this bench, and the weapon you can grab hold of will be the machine gun, the SMG gun, which will do that. That's what they're guarding. They're stopping you using that weapon. But if you check on my last recording when I did mission 11, I did show you that you can pick the machine gun up, as well as before I did pick up that machine gun, I did show you that you can find a chain thing, which is this thing will take you up, and of course it will have this thing running, which will stop you proceeding ahead because you're going to need to destroy it, which will be the machine gun that will do the thing for you. And so, like I did say, or showed you on my last time I did mission 11, was that basically you can go straight up here straight away for the first time and try and use all the weapons you've got before you pick up the machine gun on that tabletop. But it won't happen until you do. But also, when you do pick up the machine gun from the bench, you'll alert some more of those small bastards just to knock your health down. But I'm not going to do that because I've already got the machine gun. So yeah, that is what you can get. So what you want to do is push the square button to shoot and smash this thing. As well as, don't forget, I did the game on medium and I finished the game with every single mission with all the weapons apart from one that I haven't got yet, which I'll explain to you very soon as well. So use the machine gun, press the square button and just do those shots, because also with this machine gun it can do a fucking hell of a lot of shots, even with pushing the square button once like that. It'll do that basically. So yeah, you'll find some more of these electric skull bitches or whatever they flicking are. But out of a minute, I haven't got fucking no idea what these are, but I definitely say they're electric, as you can see there. Also my health's down a little bit as well, but that's not a problem. Okay, right, so you've got some vases, 2 vases over it. Also I pressed a triangle by accident, but oh well. So you find 2 vases, 1 on either side of there. Also you find another 2 over by this side as well when you come from this area, or get into this area. Also when you do get in this area, you will also find something else, which will be your remaining life increase up in the game. You can collect unless you buy the rest of the life increases from the armory shop when you finish any mission. Of course, to do that, also you can do stand by this edge and do R1 and triangle with your grab hook to pull yourself some lucky green god symbols from the ceiling. Also what you want to do is press the triangle button to get through a door. As well as you'll find some more gravestones or whatever they are. And now what you want to do is go towards this side, because you can find some gates will have some skeletons trapped. Also I'm thinking the wrong one. Right, also you'll find a gate to smash with a skeleton. It'll be trapped in it. Now there's 3 of these. Also you'll be able to get some ammo, REPNSHUP, automatically go into your items, which will go straight into your INVENTORY, especially when you press the start button and you haven't got any of those REPNSHUP, the ammo, and you'll get 2 of those for free, or just 1. But also with the ammo, REPNSHUP, or the speed boosts, or the life REPNSHUP, and you haven't got any of those, you can also find those in any mission and you can get them for free without even buying any of those 3 from Armory when you finish any mission. So there's that information for you. Also find another gate like this one, will have another skeleton that will be trapped. So you can also just leave those if you want. If you want to go for it, that's fine. Now I can go for this one. So as long as you take those two out first, you can go for this one. So there's that for you. Right, and then what you want to do is go down this end and find a vase and a gravestone and 2 shelves of some things that should have some things in there but doesn't. Also, you find another vase over there. Press triangle to get through the door, which is what you want to do. Next of all, you have got some liquid in the middle of it. You probably already sussed it out what it is. If not, that's okay. But also, if you already have sussed it out, you are correct. It is blood. So there's blood in the middle. Also, what you want to do is get the machine gun out again. Because when you go in it, you'll alert some more of these tall thingy-majibs. And also these things will do fire. Also when you do one in there, some of these things will come from out of it. Also I'm dead, so that's not a problem. Also when you do die, your health bar will go all the way back up to the top. So don't worry about a thing. So when you do that, you'll be kicked back out from where you just came from. And then you just got to do the same thing again. Which is what I'm going to have to do because I've got some things to do. Is possibly get some more green God symbol. Or either hope and pray I can get some red. And so there'll be some more of these out of it. Also one's just hit me a bit of fire, which is fine. Also some of these can do electric as well. Right, so once you've done those, pick up your green or red, whatever they're going to give you, and go in it, let's do some more. So take those out. Right, so once you've done those, go and grab the green or red, whichever kind of thing they're offering you, which is quite generous. And then go to the other side and do the same thing again. So keep doing it until you're done. There should be another one. Or was that it? Okay, so that's that. Right, there's a bench here that you want to smash to get some more green. And also, when you press the triangle, you'll find this thing. So, you'll find one of these in the middle, which is a thing where the vampires sleep, which is the 3 bitches of Dracula's bitches or friends of his. But even though 2 of them are dead, don't forget that. Yeah, 2 of them are already dead. So, also in the middle, like I said, there'll be some vases as well. So every time when you're moving into any of these rooms, you'll find each one of these 3 things where Dracula's bitches sleep. Like I said, there is 2 that's dead. As well as you'll find a bench, as well as you'll find another one of these things. As well as you will find, if you sussed out what is there, well done you. If not, right, so yeah, you'll find another one, gravestone, which is where every one of those 3 bitches of a friend of Dracula's, they would have been sleeping in there all along. So you'll find 3 of these, as you saw, there are each one of those in each one of those rooms. Basically what you're going to have to do is do something with it, which will do something. So what you want to do, if you haven't got no idea, get the electricity weapon and press the L1 button. Push the square a couple of times until the electricity thing that goes out of the weapon hits a circle. So that's what you got to do with every single one of them 3. And don't worry about the blood bit in the middle. Just leave that for now, which is what you're always going to need to do anyway. So R1 and L1 again, and square with the electricity weapon to hit that circle thing. Same thing again. Do the same one, and you'll find out why. But if you have checked my other recordings on mission 11, you know exactly what happens. So, if you haven't, well, you're about to find out. L1 again, square and R1, and then hit the final one, which will bring this thing in the middle of the blood bath, which is what it's called. And in here, this is where your egg will go into that thing. So, when you've got your egg, what you want to do is press the start button, go into INVENTORY, and make sure the word is in white by pushing the L3 down, and press the X, and then find your egg when you've picked it up. As you can see that there is no egg for me. This is because I've done the game on medium with every single egg found and shown you where the egg you can find it from, and basically do something with that, or any of these 5 things. So yeah, there are 5 of these, and there'll be 5 eggs for you to put in each one of these things. Now each one of these things are a challenge, so all I've got to do is press the triangle button to get in it. Okay, so when you put your egg in that one, it will unlock challenge 3, which will be all the way fucking down here. This one is one of the trickiest ones you'll be having trouble doing. So, there are 5 of these arched gaps for you to unlock. As well as, like I said, there'll be an egg for each one of those things that I have just showed you just a few seconds ago to get into this area. So you have to find one egg and put each one of those eggs into each one of those things to unlock every one of these 5 challenges. As well as one thing for sure is that you can get something from these challenges, which I'll explain to you in a moment. As well as one trick for you to do is to leave every single one of these 5 challenges alone for now. And the reason why is because you might want to do the challenges on easy for you to get a good chance of completing these challenges. Now, the reason why is because you can get something else from these 5 challenges. And so the first thing, when you do one of these challenges, you can get cheats from. As well as when you have unlocked 2 or 3 and you still got 1 or 2 left with a red colour, which will be saying, nope, you can't get across here unless you put an egg into it. So, like I said, you might want to leave every single one of these challenges alone until you do the game again on easy, for you to give yourself a good chance of grabbing something else apart from just the eggs. And the other reason why you can't get something else is because if you've already grabbed the eggs, 2 eggs or 3 eggs from the challenge you've already completed, and you still got to unlock the other 2, or you've always had trouble completing them, and you do finally complete the 2 or the 3 that you're struggling with, and you've done those, and you've got the cheats from them, what you're going to have to do, I'm afraid, is do the other 2 again. Because if you do go through this lovely purple thing, it will still give you the egg, but it's going to ask you to do those ones again. Especially with the ones you're struggling with to get the cheats from. And so, if I were you, like I said, you want to do the game on medium or easy, whichever one you're on, and then leave them all alone until you've unlocked them, every single one, and then possibly do the game again, especially if you've done the game on medium and you've done the same thing, like I said, leave all of the challenges alone until you've done the game on hard, and then do the game back on easy to give yourself a good chance of completing every single one again, or try and do the ones you've had trouble doing, especially if you already got the eggs from, when you've already got the cheats from. But also the trouble is 2 or 3 of them are going to be a right fucking pain in the neck, which will be challenge 3. That's mostly the tricky one, but I'll explain to you in a moment about that. As well as with challenge 2. Challenge 2 can be a right bastard as well. But with challenge number 4, which will be over it, challenge 4 will be a piece of piss. Challenge 1 can be a little bit tricky, which will be over it. But I'll show you in a moment about that as well. And challenge number 5, over it, there is only one easy way of doing it. Is basically, like I said, when you first play the game, you're going to have to do every single mission and finish the game, and you'll have almost every single weapon, and do the game again on medium, or whichever one you've done so far. Like if it's easy, for example, and you've done that and collected all the weapons apart from one, and you go on medium, and then you've got a good chance of using the machine gun to complete challenge number 5. That is the easy way you can complete it. But if you've done it on medium and you've got all the weapons apart from one, then you do hard difficulty and you might have a fucking trouble doing it. Which I've had a go on hard difficulty, but I've had trouble completing it. But it should be doable. Right, so what I'm going to do next is save the game. And basically what I'm going to do is do something that might help you understand things. So, what I'm going to do is let the game save itself over here. And then what I'm going to do is switch the memory cards over, because I'm on a PS2. But shame it's not on a PS4 or PS5, which people have made the old classic Tomb Raider games, like Tomb Raider 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 6, remastered back together on PS4 and PS5s, which is pretty cool, eh? But yeah, we're not doing Tomb Raider. But anyway, so yeah, it's a shame, or hopefully people will remember of the Fan Helsing game on PS2 and might think about remastering this game back on PS4, PS5s, if we were in a stroke of luck. Okay, anyway, so what I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to switch the memory cards over, and then I'll show you what you can get in a minute. And I'm still in, so don't you worry about that. Okay, so we have got the memory card back in, but Not the same one anyway. Anyway, right, so what I'm going to need to do next is go to main menu and go into load game and go into this one down here, I think. I will find out if I'm in the right place. Yes, we are. Okay, right, so like I said, when you have completed every single one of these challenges, every single one of these 5, when you complete them without even having troubles with them or either getting pissed off because you can't quite get them done than you think of the way you can do them. Because yeah, like I said, with this one down here, this one can be a right bastard for you to do, which I will show you what I mean. So this is challenge 3 that you can unlock by putting that egg into that thing that I showed you just a few seconds ago or a few minutes ago. And when you do, the red colour will disappear for you to unlock challenge 3. And basically challenge 3, which will be the last one. And what I mean by this one's a right bastard. As you can see, 2 platforms over it. What you're going to have to do is jump to a certain point so you can be high enough to escape it, which is this blood bit in the middle. What it will do is rise up and up and up and up and up to get you. So what you've got to do is stop it from getting you. So what you're going to have to do is get up on top of 5 or 6 of these things. And then what you want to do is stand on top of one and wait for a few seconds. And then use your grab hook with R1 and triangle to pull yourself up and out of this circle hole thing. And the other reason why I say this one's a tricky fucking bastard is because when you're trying to jump on top of one of these 2 things or any of those things, sometimes you can get Van Helsing to not stand on it properly. Or either when you do get on top of one and you're trying to get to jump on another one, sometimes Van Helsing might slide off it and not even stand on the bloody thing. And that's the reason why I say it's a fucking bastard. But still, there is a time limit. So try not to worry about the time. But as long as you don't slide off or jump off or even trying to get Van Helsing to freaking stay still on top of one of these things. But sometimes the anger can build up. Right, so you've got to stand on that one. The one on the left-hand side where I'm trying to get to at the moment. But I am not having no luck of getting Van Helsing to stand on it. As well as, like I said, that thing will rise. The one up above the red bar on the right-hand side, you've got to stand on top of that if you can. And then what you want to do next, if you stand on top of this one, what you got to do is get on top of the other one, which is a miracle I've fucking done on this one, but usually it's a bit fucking tricky. So what you want to do is get on top of the next one, and then wait for a few seconds, and then you can press the R1 and triangle for you to get on top of it. Nearly. But yeah, that's what you got to do, is stand on that one, and then just do the R1 and triangle, pull yourself up, and then you'll get the cheat from there, which will be called, it will be called WRAICH skin. That's the one you'll get if you complete that one. As well as, like I said, with this one right here, which will be challenge 2, which also could be a pain in the ass, which is basically called defend the ring. And basically what you got to do is defeat your enemies and stop them for doing something, as you can see, where it will say on the right hand side of other words where it says don't fall off. And basically what there is 5 things, and also the gap on the left hand side just in between where it says challenge 2, and another gap right beside where don't fall word is. Also there's another 2 right behind it, or right behind Van Helsing. Also there's a circle in the middle as well, which is where you can get in that hole or even fall off the edges. And basically the way you can fall off is either push the X when you're standing quite towards the edge of it, or either your enemies that's going to fucking knock you off, which is the owls that can knock you off. So like I said, the easy way you can do it is possibly the easy difficulty, as well as possibly the shotgun and the ammo that you might want to do to give you a good chance of completing it, or either use something else. So you can use the machine gun, but it's not a good idea, because otherwise the shotgun will take a long while for you to have a good chance of just keep knocking their health down or either killing them. It will take a long time. So while you just use the shotgun and the ammo, and then you might have a better chance of just getting them out of your way. And just keep going around in a circle. And keep the square button pushed in. And yeah. So as long as you go round and round in circles and use a shotgun and possibly do the game on easy difficulty, then you might have a good fucking chance of completing it. As well as with challenge 1, which will be over here. This one is a little bit tricky, but not as much as challenge 3 or even challenge 2. But with this challenge 1 here, which is all about the statues on the left hand side of the screen there, as well as a couple on the right, there are a fair load of these things, and you've got to get them destroyed. And the way you can destroy them is basically get an enemy, a specific enemy, which is what you're always going to be fighting up against. And all you got to do is get them to destroy all the statues for you. That's all you got to do. And also you've got 3 minutes to do that in. So as long as you get them to fly towards you, which is the stone flying vampires, these are the things that's got to do the job for you. But also with these things, they might not fucking do exactly that, which is the problem. So yeah, as long as you get them to fly the right direction, get the things to smash the freaking things for you, and then you'll be fine. But like I said, they might not always want to go the direction you want them to go. Also these things, when they're smashing the statues, you might get green or red god symbols right beside you. And so, as long as you get them to go the right direction, you've got a good chance. As well as what you might want to do is jump straight towards certain gaps into areas for them to go the right direction to smash all the statues without the time going to 0, 0, 0. As you can see, I've got 1 minute and 48. So I might not have a good chance of completing it. So not too worried about that. So yeah, once you got those smashed up, you'll also find some more over here. Also, there's a couple of ways you can get these things to go the direction you want them. Is basically try and go for a specific area, like this side for example, and stick to the right hand side right until they start smashing the other statues that's over there. Also I'm pushing the square button for some reason. Oh well. Also what you want to do is go straight over here, for them to go up over here to find some more for you to destroy, or get them to destroy. So you've got to basically get them to find those, when they do decide to go the right direction and eventually freaking smash them. Which is not what I'm getting at the minute, but oh well. So yeah, as long as you do that, then you're okay. As long as you don't die as well, because if you do, you have to do it again as well. I might be able to do it, but go on. Thank you. So also, once you've done those, you'll find some more over here. But at the minute, got 4 seconds, and one of those hasn't fucking came back down. So there's that. Okay. So you can get a cheat from there if you destroyed all, or if you got, well, you'll get a cheat if you can get them to destroy every single one of those, which will be DWERGER skin, which is what you can get from there. As well as the easy one, the piece of piss simple one that you can do, which is this one over here, which is a maze, and you've basically got to find your way all the way to the other side of the bridge, which I've done, that you might be able to do, as well as basically check my other recordings to show you what you've got to do and how you can complete it to get a cheat. And so, like I said, when I do the game again on easy, what I'm going to do is basically show you what those cheats do, because I think I'm running out of time as well as other bits and pieces. But still, with the cheats you can get from those 5 challenges, you will get DWERGER skin, which is challenge 1, challenge 2, which will allow you to have WRAITH skin, number 3, with the bloodbath that I tried to do and nearly made a success at it. You can get the ARCHANGEL skin, number 4, which will be the maze. You'll get GARCOYLE skin, and the final one will be Phil skin that you can get hold of. And so you want it, if you complete all the challenges without going out that purple thing, you will get this lovely weapon, which is a rifle that will do that. So that is what you can collect if you complete every single challenge without getting too wound up too much, which is what this challenge set of 5 that can always do to you. But as long as you stay in this area and you complete every single one without having too much trouble, or either getting too pissed off and saying, fuck that, I'm not doing that ever again. As long as you give yourself some time of having a bit of a break, then you can have a good chance of having some luck of completing a couple of those that are a bit more trickier for you to do. Okay, so there is that. Alright, so like I said, what I'm going to do is when I do the game on easy again, what I'm going to do is try and keep the hat on and show you what you can collect, as well as show you what the cheats will do sometime again when I'm ready. So there is the challenges that will give you those 5 cheats that you can collect out of the lot. And so what I'm going to do is switch the memory card again. So give me a minute. Okay, so we are back again. So, okay, right then. What we're going to have to do again is go to the main menu and load where we were before on hard difficulty. So let's get that on the go. Okay, so we are back in here. So yeah, that is the rifle gun that you can get, as well as the rifle gun will take a few seconds to load back up again, as well as with that rifle gun that I showed you and what it did. You cannot have the ammo that goes to that thing. Okay, so don't worry about the ammo, because you can't have the ammo that will go to the rifle gun. All right, so don't think about that. You can try and get it, but you can't. Okay, you can have a try, but just don't get too excited to say you can get it, because you can't. And 100% you can't. Okay, so like I said, with challenge number 5, which will be over here. This one's pretty much straightforward. As long as you've done the game on easy and you finish the game, and go back to the challenge number 5 and have the machine gun on medium, or do the game again on easy with the machine gun, and do the challenge 5, which will be pretty much straightforward for you to do. Okay, the reason why you want to do the game on hard difficulty is because you can get something else. So basically what you got to do with challenge 5, get the machine gun, do the game on easy again, or just do it on medium, and then just use the machine gun and destroy every single skeleton there is, and fucking get them all dead without them getting you dead, or either stopping you from destroying these, as well as what they're going to do is allow the time to run out, which is part of the challenge. You don't want the time to run out at 0, 0, 0. And my health is just about to die. Damn, but should be okay. Also, what you want to do is, don't forget, keep the square and R1 button pushed in for the accuracy to do a lot of damage on these things, or any enemy that you're up against, especially with the machine gun, the rifle gun that you can get hold of, the electricity weapon, the crossbow, shotgun, pistols. But with the sword and the whacking sticks, all you got to do is keep pushing the circle in and out all the time, and then you'll be there. But yeah, like I said, I'm on hard difficulty, so it's more of a chance of not getting that one done. So as long as you do this one on challenge, so if you do the game on medium or easy with challenge 5 to do, you've got a good chance of completing it without having no trouble stopping the time from reaching 0. Okay, so that is that for you. We've got enough time for that, I wonder. I might be able to. So I'll remind you what challenge number 4 is, which is the maze. And basically what you've got to do is go through every single one of these purple things. As you can see, there's one up the top of the screen there. What you've got to do is go through the right one, the correct one, every time. Whichever ones they're up. Because if you go for the wrong one, you'll be back here. And you'll alert an enemy that will stop you from completing it. So, all you've got to do is just keep going for the right one without going through the wrong one to send you back here. Because basically what you've got to do is go through the right one and every single correct one to find the bridge to finish it. As you can see at the bottom where it's going to say before the time runs out, as well as where it's going to say maze, it's across the bridge at the bottom. So that's what you got to do, is find the bridge. So what I'm going to do is show you. There are purple things right here, and what you got to do is go for the right one which will be over here. And don't go through this one, because that'll be the wrong one. That'll take you back there. Go through here. And you find another one over here. And another one over here. So if you go through the wrong one, like I said, it'll take you back here. And when you do, you'll hit an enemy, which will be the whacking stick fucker, which is the metal whacking bastards, which is always just one of those that will just allow you to knock you out, or either just allow the time to run out. So as long as you don't alert that fucker, then you've got a good chance of completing it. So what I'm going to do is show you how to complete it, and then we'll move on as quick as I can, because I haven't got much time left. But I should be able to finish it before it is too late for me to have a nice cup of tea. Or either something else that other people need to do. Okay, so what you want to do is go through that one, go straight through this one right here. Also, what you want to do is not go back the same way you just came from, otherwise you'll be back at the start again and fighting up against that thing. Go through this one, and then what you want to do is continue on, going straight to this corner with this one. And then what you want to do is ignore the one that's on the left and just go straight through. And eventually, you'll find a bit over here where you'll find the bridge over here, where you have success, you have found the maze, or success, you finished the maze in time. So yeah, that's that for you. Okay, and also you'll get the cheat from that, but as I said, I have done that one, as well as showed you the weapon of the rifle gun that you can collect if you have completed every single one of those challenges of the 5 without going straight through this purple thing that can always just piss you off when you have to do every single one of them a fucking again. If you already have picked up the cheats that you've already completed, the challenges you've done, and you've always had a couple of them that you're always struggling to, especially the ones you're struggling to do with to get those cheats from. So yeah, so there's some information about that. Right, also, next of all, what you want to do when you've done all that kind of stuff, or if you've wanted to save all the challenges alone, what you want to do is R1 and triangle. So grab hook to pull yourself on top of it. And again, R1 and triangle to pull yourself up on top of it. And of course, what you want to do is R1 and triangle again to pull yourself up on top of it. And R1 and triangle to pull yourself up all the way over it. As you can see, there's loads of broken bits and bobs over it for you to do. R1 and triangle again. And make sure you push the L3 up a little bit so you can just about hang on to the edge, as you saw me just about over it. I thought, oh, I'm going to slide off. That's why I pushed L3 towards the left or up a bit, so I can just about land on it perfectly. So make sure you do that. R1 and triangle, pull yourself up onto the highest point over it, which way you'll find the door. Also, you'll find some more statues with their own whacking sticks, and there are 6 of these. There'll be 2 at the front where I'm standing, another 2 you can just about see one on the left hand side of the screen at the bottom there. You can just about see it. So there's that, there'll be one there. Also there'll be another one hiding on the other side, and also there'll be another 2 at the other end. Now basically what you want to do is just walk straight across to the other side of the bridge. Also you'll find something else as well. You'll find a life REP annotator job down in a little gap somewhere, which I'll try and get down in the right time, which will be down it. That's where you'll find a life REP annotator job, which I've managed to get away with they're sticking things that can knock your health down. So there's 6 of those. Just ignore them. So just ignore those. That's the best way you can do that. And also, you'll find a scene with the final remaining Dracula's bitch that's left. And she's the toughest one of all. Also, what you want to do is just use the machine gun. Also, this thing will allow some stone things, or whatever they are, will slam straight from the floor. Also, what she'll do is send a flame thing from one side of the room. Also, when she does that, just walk around all over the place to avoid it. Also, she's going to do it again. Fuck you. Also, when she flies, or just before she flies, what you want to do is press the X 2 times or 3 times and push L3. And then you'll be unscathed. Also, I'm going to fucking lose health in a minute. So I'm going to use the life REP analyzer job to top my health bar back up. So you can do that if you want. Also, you can use the speed boost if you wish to help yourself with. Which I shouldn't need to. I'll just move one way. Also, I nearly pushed the square button again. Lucky I didn't. Because otherwise she would have hit me with that. And so she flew straight in my face. And again. Get out of the way. Oh. You've done that again, have you? But don't forget, like I said, I am on hard difficulty, so it's going to make it a little bit tricky. And she's going to fucking do that on me. Right, so when she spits those things at you, all you got to do is move one side and just keep moving around and around in a circle. But not quite in a circle. I'll show you what I mean by that in a minute. Also, when you're using these things, don't forget, just push the X button. So don't forget, when you're using these things, just push the X button once, because if you push it again, you'll waste one of those things. So like I said, just push the X button once and it'll automatically top. And also, like I said, when you push the X once on that or any of those 2, life or the ammo, it will top each one of those 2 colours back up to the top automatically when you've already pushed that button once. So like you saw there, I'll just run around a bit. Oh, you fucking bitch. Like I say, before she flies, push it L3 towards the left or right. Why have you got to fucking do that again? Yeah, fly over there. Stop doing that. Also, I'm pushing the wrong button as well. So when she spins around all over the place like that, just push the L3 towards whichever direction. Yeah, you do that. Stop sticking that fucking thing up my arse. Oh, just caught that in nick of time. So when you're having that trouble, press that X button. Sorry. So when you're having that trouble, push the start button automatically, and then you'll be okay. Oh fucking hell, push that start again. Then you fucked up again. So make sure you just push the X button once. Oh dear, sorry. I'm screwing you all over. Sorry. So make sure you just push the start button just once. Especially if you haven't got the INVENTORY up, just like I have. Because otherwise your health will be gone and you'll be dead. Especially me, anyway. Also, what I'm going to do is press the X button on the speed boost, which will help me a lot because I'm on hard difficulty, which is another thing you can do when you're on hard difficulty, which will allow you to run fast, as well as the weapons to go ballistic. And as I said before, when your hat falls off, when you see it, wherever it is, press that triangle button, and then you're all good. But as I've died on mission 10, I won't be getting it. And now she's going to get pissed off. She's burning. And Vaz is going to grab that and sling it straight in between the two tits, or just straight in one. She's screaming to death. And she is now dead.
Years, eh? Guess it wasn't worth the wait.
Apparently not.
Drink it.
And there is mission 10. No, sorry. Let's try this again. So there is mission 11 done with 29 minutes exactly. We have got best shots. There is 17 of those. Also, shots fired, we've got 1,713, which is to do with the machine gun, the electric weapon, the crossbow, the shotgun, and the pistols, whichever one you're using. So we've got 1,713. We've also got the whacking sticks or the saws. We've got over 3 of those done. So that's what the MELEE hits is to do all about. So there it is, the MELEE. Hits is to do with the whacking sticks and the saws. Now you've got damage taken, which is to do with the enemies taking damage on you, or whatever kind of damage they do to you. We've got 1,298 for me. Next of all, we've got power, GLYPHS, which is to do with the green god symbols that you pick up, or however you collect it. You have now see me have 7,306. Finished with hat on. Yes, and last of all, enemies killed. We've done 83 of those. As well as, like I said, with every single mission, you're going to have the word with finished with hat on. Yes. Because if you don't, you won't have a specific thing. But as I said, I have done mission 10. With noticing the hat fell off, and I just wasn't paying attention where it fell off and just ignored it, or something like that I just did do that was a bit stupid. So yeah, as long as you've got every single mission that says finish with hat on, then you got something to go with your game. But if not, then you're just gonna have to do it again, even if it's on medium, for example, and you do it on hard. Then you just got to do it until you have every single one of those saying finish with hat on. Yes. Next of all, we're going to go for armory, which is your shop, as well as you've got continue as well. Right, if you want to go and continue, make sure the word of continue is in white, and make sure you do that first if you really wish to do exactly that. But also, if you want to go for armory, make sure the armory word is in white, which is what I'm going to go through next. Next of all, you have got life increaser. There are 5 of those for you to buy. As it says sold out, is because I've brought all of those on mission 10, because I brought 4 of them to allow the remaining 4 to reach the red bar all the way up to where the weapons are. Basically, when you buy those things, it will allow each one of those black squares to be filled up in red, as well as you can buy 5 of those, and the price for that one will be 1,500 for the next one. Next one will be 2,000. The next one will be 2,500, and the final one will be 3,000. So you've got 5 of those for you to buy. Next of all, you've got life REP and touch up, which will allow you to top your health bar back up to the size you did have, as well as you can have 3 of those. But every time when you buy one, the price will stay the same, so don't worry about a thing about that. So you can have 3 of those. Also, you have got ammo increaser that has been sold out, and also basically this will allow your light blue bar to go up to the maximum size of the light blue bar you can get. once again, you can buy 5 of those for each one of those black squares to be filled up in blue. As you see, the blue bar is all the way up the top. And so you can buy 5 of those, as well as the price. Like I said, with the life increaser, they will be the same price as that one. So the ammo increaser or the life increaser, they both will have 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, and 3,000. As long as you pay for them carefully, then you'll be all right. Next of all, you've got ammo, REP, and such up, which will allow you to top your light blue bar back up to the size. As well as you can have 3 of those. As well as you will be spending 500 for that, as well as including the ammo. Oh no, including the life, REP, and such up. It'll be 500 every time when you're buying one of those. So every time when you're buying a life, REP, and such up, or the ammo, REP, let's try again. Also, the life, REP, and such up, and of course the ammo, REP, and such up, they both will be 500. As well as when you're buying one of those two, they will stay the same price. So it doesn't matter how many times you buy these things, they will stay the same price. As well as with those life, REP, oh, let's try again. Also with the life, REP, and such up, as well as the ammo, REP, and such up, you can carry 3 of those, including you can also carry 3 speed boost as well. So you can carry 3 of those as well as that will stay the same price as well at the same time. So also this thing will have 800 on it. And the reason why it is going to be worth 800 is because you can have 20 seconds for the weapons can shoot ballistically. Even the whacking sticks or the saws, they can just keep going ballistic of knocking health down. So that's the reason why it's up to 800, is because you can have 20 seconds to do whatever you want with any of those weapons. As well as, like I said, with those 3 things I read, speed boost, ammo, REP, SHR, or the life one, you can only have 3 of each one of those 3 there. Okay, next of all, you've got double fire or dodge fire. There you go. So next one, dodge fire, which is worth 1,500 for you to pay for. As it says, it's sold out, as you can see perfectly over there. And basically what this will do is allow the pistols, shotgun, and the crossbow to do 2 bangs at once. And basically what you're going to have to do is hold the R1. Like I said, with all the other weapons, accuracy is always needed with R1 pushed in. And so the way to get those 3 weapons to go bang bang, what you're going to have to do is hold the square button, as well as push the X with the L3 towards the left or right, or down for you to do a roll left or right, or a roll backwards. For each one of those 3 weapons to go bang bang, including, just like I said, R1, hold that N, hold the square, push the X and push the L3 left or right or down to do a roll left or right or backwards. And then each one of those 3 weapons will go bang bang when it wants to, or either if you've pushed those buttons at the right time together. Next of all, you've got something that's all been paid out, which is a grapple strike, which is allow you to have your enemies being pulled towards you, but also when you pay for it, you can hurt enemies with that. As well as it is going to be worth 500 for you to hurt enemies with that thing. Just like I said, with R1 and triangle to pull them towards you, but also if you do pay for it, for 500, you can hurt these or any enemy with that thing. Next of all, you've got Grand Strike, which will be 1,500 for the saws. I'm also just going to say hold R1, which is the accuracy, which is what you're always going to need. Push it forward, which is the L3 up, what it's going to tell you to do. And perform a MELEE attack, which is the saws, to strike and sometimes pop enemies that have fallen on the ground, which is what it will do for 1,500. Next of all, you've got 2 Joe Fart, which is for 2,000 for the saws. Again, hold your 2 Joe attack to flying your 2 Joe BLADES at opponents. I'm pretty sure that's what OPPONENTS is about to be. Next of all, you've got air hop, which is worth for 1,000. Also is for the swords again. After holding the air strike attack button, which is the circle button, what it's telling you about. Like I said, with the whacking sticks and the swords, you're always going to have to use circle. As well as it's going to say to rise into the air, press a DIRECTION, what the spells be exactly, and tap X to jump on Finette, which is what Thanos can do. Jump on Finette. Next of all, you've got the next weapon, which will be the whacking sticks, with the name will be SCIMITARS. Also, it's going to have swinging right beside it, which is what you can do with these things, which involves Thanos and swinging these things. Also, where it's going to have to say, after a grapple strike, which is what you're going to have to pay for first, which will be this one right here with the swords, grapple strike for 1,500. So you have to pay for that first before you can pay for this. As well, it's going to say hold R1, which is the accuracy, like I said, with all the weapons. We have the square button pushed in for the crossbow, machine gun, and the electricity weapon, crossbow, pistols, and those ones. But like I said, with the swords and the whacking sticks, you're always going to have to push the circle in and out all the time. As well as, like I said, where it's going to say hold R1, push forward, which is the L3 up again, what it's going to say, all about. And attack with the swords. Attack with the weapon, which is the whacking sticks, with the word of the name SCIMITARS. As well as it's going to say to perform a spinning SCIMITAR attack. So you can do a nice little attack with those things, as long as you pay for grand strike first. But you can always just wait until you get the whacking sticks first, and then pay for the grand strike if you want, as well as pay for the one that I'm on now, for you to do some nice swinging with those whacking sticks that Van Helsing can do. Next, we've got the swords again, which is the MELEE. Also, you can do explosion with these things. I'm pretty sure that's what EXPLOSION or SION is spelled to be. As well as what it's going to do, which is a ring of ice or fire explodes. I'm pretty sure that's what EXPLODES is spelled to be, from the last hit of your ALTERNATE. Well, it's supposed to be exactly, as well as amite, which is the light blue bar, and push the L1 button to do the ammo, as well as the sort of name MELEE, as well as you can do some nicer combos with those things. And last of all, you've got finish the slot, which you can start with 3 of those. And also what these things can do is knock some enemies' health all the way down, but some enemies' health will not go all the way down. Includes Dracula, those 3 vampire bitches, Igor, Frankenstein, and even Velg and the werewolf. So each one of those people, you can't knock those health bars of theirs all the way down. But with the rest of the enemies, you can. Also, you can also get 2 more to have 5 in total. So you'll start with 3 in the game, but you can buy 2 more. So the prices are for the last 2 you can get, as it says sold out. The first one will be 2,500, and the last one, get ready, it will be 3,500. So yeah, it will be worth that much money for that. So just be very, very careful. Right, as I took a lot of damage and used pretty much every single one of these, I'm going to pay for it. And don't forget, like I said, with the life REP and SH up, you'll top your health bar back up to the top. And I brought 1, I'm going to buy another, and another. I need to have 3 of them back. So like I said, you can always find these things anywhere for you to grab them for free without even paying a fucking thing for them things. I don't think I need that for that anyway. Right, so there is everything explained to you. So next time, what we're going to do is do mission 12 next time. But first, before I end the video, you got some more listening to do.
Success can only be achieved through Dracula's destruction, my son. Breach at the Devil's Tower and free us from his evil once and for all.
So there we are. Free is evil. Once and for all is what we're going to have to do. Sir Dracula, as you can see, Dracula's name popped just underneath success. So that's what we're going to have to do next time. So yeah, there it is. Mission 12 is waiting for next time. And so there you go. That is what we're going to do next time. And I hope you've enjoyed it. Once again, as well as, like I said, I will do the whole game again on easy. And hopefully and pray that I can keep the hat on to show you what you can get. And so yeah, that is my plan for next time. So once again, I shall catch you on the next one. Take care.